Oh my God. I did not even, like, I invented that. It looks like it sounds like a slogan, you know? We're going to be back all night long, all night. They're good food. Scandalous!
I didn't know I was gonna have sex with Beyonce tonight. I was not aware. I didn't know that was gonna
hilarious.
be. That's a show. They're like, lights, camera on,
Action. Spread your legs. And it's the type of sex that will make you question everything you've ever known before. And where you're like,
hello beautiful one, welcome back to my channel, Stars to Spine Yoga, where we mix astrology and yoga to transform in profound ways. And today it's a special episode because we have a guest for the very first time. This is Jadou. She's the founder of Astral Vibe, a music and wellness brand, and I'm so excited to have you today. She has so much expertise and she's so talented. I'm so happy to have her on this special episode. We're going to talk about Mars and the different aspects and how does it relate in your bodies, in your energies, in your lives, and in a relationship. This episode is going to be spicy. So, before that, how did you discover and how do you relate to astrology? I just wanted to have a little chat before we start.
well, it's funny because a friend of mine asked me the same question. It must have been like 1 or 2 months ago. And I realized that it was very, like, candid. At first, it started like, I think everyone else, like a good old, what's your horoscope or whatever? Horoscopes? No, not horoscope. Horoscope. What's your horoscope? And then it transformed into, oh, do you know about co-star? And I'm like, okay, cool. And then I find myself into maybe having, you know, a romantic crush and then doing the famous, do your compatibility percentage and know if astrologically speaking you are compatible. And, well, you know, one thing after another, I was like, astrology covers a lot of different topics, actually. And so one application, you know, one app after another in astrology, I was like, I want to know more. And so there we are. And now I'm basically an astro nerd like you, I guess.
We are. We always together and always talking about astrology, and I like, but that's his Mercury, right? That's her Venus talking right now. She's actually the friend I share the most astrological things with because we're not just like co-worker, meaning co-creators, singers, but we also are friends, and we love to share about astrology. It's just that's a lot of, and even in our learnings we share and we see where we are. So today we're gonna complement each other on what we talked about. So let's dive in. Mars. So Mars is a very powerful planet and it's ruling a lot of different things in your life. So please get your chart, and Mars looks like this in your chart, and I want you to see where it is. So what house, what sign, and what degree, if you can, and you write it down in the comments, and like that we can have a little chat about it. But in your chart, Mars is going to talk about willpower, strength, vitality. It's going to talk about, are you brave or not? Are you in, or are you like, not really, thank you, I'm fine. And how, like, what are you passionate about? What is going to ignite your willpower? How at the end of the day when it's hot, you're still fighting for it, because of course it's connected to Aries and the god of war. And so protection. And do you get angry easily? Do you have fit of anger and you can't contain it? That's it. That is Mars. And there was a lot of different things, but for the energy aspect, it's connected to your first 3 chakras. And so you have the root chakra, the first one, Muladhara, that is going to make you feel safe, make you feel like you have enough resources to go by and to go on. And then you also have the third chakra, the solar plexus, that's going to rule your digestion and how do you eliminate what you are eating, and how do you burn off what no longer serves you. and for me, the most dominant one of the three chakras, and then you have the sacred chakra. It's gonna talk about what do you want in life and your sexuality, but also your divine power, because everything is, especially for women, with our womb, we are connected to creation itself. So the second chakra is connected to sex, but also to creation and to divine power.
Should I dive in?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would like to share my perspective on the sacral chakra. So like you beautifully presented what it actually represents, I would bungee jump on that. I would add to this beautiful definition of it. I love the fact that it's like the second chakra, because in numerology, the number 2 is the number of union, as we know. So union, not just obviously to someone else with the sexual aspect, but also first and foremost to self. So I know I've used a lot in, so what I do, Astral Vibes, I actually offer 432 hertz music and meditative concerts, and also astrology. But on the music that I actually created, I did a whole EP called 222, as a matter of fact. And I have entirely based that EP on frequency healing and using a lot of that sacral chakra healing. So a lot of very low tones, low vibrations to really kick into the depth of who we are as human beings. And the sensual also notes too, because I believe when you activate that sensuality and you really go and dig into your own sexuality, your own sensuality, you go and you become the master of your own creation. Oops, hello, getting overwhelmed here. Going back to the subject. Yeah, I think the sacral chakra anyways is fascinating because it is so powerful once activated. It's like sky's the limit. Now you are literally a being of light, a being of creation. It sounds like a soup of words when I say it like that, but it's really not. Go and activate it by listening to not only the music that you love, but also eating the fruits that you love, the food that you love that activates the energy of pleasure. And I would know a thing or two about that because astrologically speaking, I'm a Leo, and Leo, we are connected. Leos were connected to the 5th house. 5th house is the house of pleasure. So I could tell you a thing or two about that. But anyways.
Yeah, and also I think that you Mars in, so we're not going to talk too much about a chart, but I think Mars in Taurus, and we're going to talk about it because we're going to go through all the 12 signs, so stay tuned. We're going to go through your sign with Mars, but Taurus is really the sign of pleasure, and I think after Scorpio is the one that is the most sexual out of all, even if it's said to be in detriment there. But when you I think it is for different aspects of Mars, like your willpower, your vitality, and your maybe your relationship with the body, but in a fighting sense. But if we go in a sensual sense and a sexual sense, because it's ruled by Venus, and because it's very generous and it's full and abundant, I think that shows me like the relationship with pleasure in that way. And so Mars in it, if we look at the sexual appeal of Mars, I think in Taurus that really talks about this. And I really like how you talk about like the sexual aspect, but how powerful it is.
Oh yeah.
And I think especially for women, because we have been for millennia cut off from our sexual power.
Say that part.
And I think that's why that's important that we have this talk today, because we have a lot of opening about sex and a lot of podcasts about it and a lot of even like video clip, music, blah blah blah. But I think it's important also to remind the spiritual and sacral aspect of sex. And in that sense, having like reminding that the sacral and the powerful aspect comes from consensual sex.
Yes, absolutely.
And feeling empowered because you know oneself, like you said with the 2, and not because you're only experiencing sex with somebody else. because you know what you want, you know what you like, because you experienced it, and because you're able to say no, and because you're able to say yes.
Yeah. And let the no be a full no. Let the yes be a full yes. I often tell people, like, I would do this in my concerts. I would tell them it's not about listening, for example, simply to the music that has intentionally used, for example, the sacral chakra bowl, crystal bowl, to activate that sacral chakra. It's not just about the frequencies that may sound either healing or sensual. It's actually more, first and foremost, it's more about, let's activate, first of all, without any sound, the energy itself within your body, which starts with, like you said, consent, but also this notion of, can I give myself the freedom, the ability to really tap into the parts of me that are the most truthful, unapologetic, free. You know, I see the sacral chakra as, it relates for me to the word freedom. Freedom of being yourself entirely, being able to show up as your full self, and allowing the world to also meet you exactly as to who you are entirely. I love the sacral chakra because I feel like it liberates. And, you know, as the rising Sagittarius that I am, oh God, I love a wild, you know, free spirit, like, liberate! Anything that just, you know, makes people feel free. I'm like, do that!
Yeah, it's beautiful. When I hear you talk about the sexual energy, it reminds me for yoga about the Kundalini. So it's those two energies at the base of your spine, Ida and Pingala, that represents the moon and the solar energy. And they are your vital energy. They are the God energy inside of you. And they are the base of your spine, and they just intertwine like this at every chakra. And so they are feminine and masculine, and they are the raw power. And when you have a Kundalini awakening, it feels like you're gonna die. When you have it for the first time, you're like, I'm gonna die. And you know, when you, like, in France, we call coming, when you have an orgasm, a little death, une petite mort. Because it's coming close, because this energy is rising up. So depending on how conscious and how spiritual and how in tune you are with your own energies, you can have bigger, like, Kundalini awakening when you have sex. And we're going to talk about which sign has the specialty of doing tantric sex. Or you can have, like, it can stay low depending on where you are with your own consciousness. I just want to touch on, before we dive into the signs, and I will have a question after for you, just to be sure that I'm not forgetting anything about the body functions, because we talked about in your life, we talked about the energies, but just in your body, to know what Mars is ruling. I did my little notes.
Gotta love her. She's a nerd.
So we have, it rules the metabolism. Like I said, it's burning off, it's breaking down. So when you break down fat, that's Mars. When you are breaking down muscle because you are working out, that's Mars. And so all the muscles, all the adrenal glands are ruled with Mars. And eliminating, like I said, so you transit. Are you going to the toilet every day, my dear? That's my question.
Oh,
I hope you do. And if you're not, that's not normal. I just want to tell you, because I was part of those people. True. I was going every 3-4 days. I thought that was normal. And it's going to kill you with time. And I'm not saying that as a joke. I know that my face is confusing sometimes, but it's not a joke. And you should go see a doctor, because your gut is your second brain. And so take care of it, please. And your immune system, because Mars rules defenses. Your immune system, like how you defend against outer viruses, is going to be Mars. And your sexual functions. So we're going to dive in with all our signs, and we're going to alternate. But right before that, I just want to ask you, in your EP 222,
yes,
do you have one song that you would recommend for us to listen to after listening to this amazing episode on Mars?
Well, first of all, the whole EP. No, just kidding. No, but out of the songs, Well, one in particular that I think is particularly profound has probably the least amount of words it really sounds. It's the last one, so you can't really miss it. I actually I find it profound because it's like a calling. So I actually called it that way. I called it sacral calling. And so it's all based on the idea that we're going to dig into something just deeper than words can hit, where only sound can penetrate. Oh my God. I did not even, like, I invented that. It looks like it sounds like a slogan, you know? I'm an artist.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
So we're gonna go into all the Mars placement. So just know that we're doing it order in natural chart. So that can be the sign or the house. Okay. And I just want to preface that. Ça se dit ça en anglais? Preface. I don't know. It's very French to say that. I'm going to start by saying.
It's cute.
Preface.
Sorry. It's a very Fringlish moment right now.
I'm going to start with saying that depending on where you have your, like, you have signs, but a house, where you have your house, I think that will tell us how much you are into sex. I think signs don't tell you that. They just tell you your relationship with sex, and then you have like aspects with different planets. But I think the house is going to tell us how much do you want it, like how much. So just to start, I think the first, just the 6th and 8th house placement are going to be the one that are the most into sex.
You said the first, the
6th, the 5th too, but it's different. It's more like casual, funny. But 6 is like everyday kind of people.
The stamina.
And the 8th and the 7th, that's true. So I would say the first because you have a lot of energy because it's part of your identity.
Yeah.
If you have a Mars there, then you have a lot of energy, and so it needs to go out somewhere. So it can be in your hobbies, and that's...
Sorry.
No, but that can be like running.
Nymphomaniac.
It doesn't have to
Every
be
day.
But I think that you have a lot of energy, so it needs to go somewhere. And that goes with actually Aries, because Aries rules the first house and Mars. So you're at home with the first house. And that's the sign I'm going to start with. And Aries, they are unhinged.
This is astro nerding time. Okay, get with it. It's hilarious.
They are unafraid. They are the people. They are so bold. And they are, I think, the sign that is the most prone to quickies. Like a quickie just on the way to work. We don't care. It doesn't have to be long, but it has to be passionate. And they like to be first. And so that they share that with another sign that we're going to talk about later. But if they can be the best one you ever had, they will try. They will try. Sometimes they can be a bit rough. They can like a bit rough sex, to be fair. Yeah, I think I said everything I wanted to say. And because they have a lot of energy, they have to output it a lot. So if you are someone that's more like a homebody, don't have a lot of energy, someone that is Aries or first house with Mars can tire you out. They literally are a powerhouse. They have so much energy. They have so much to give. And so they might have a lot of hobbies or a work that's very demanding or wants a lot of sex or all of them.
All of the above?
At the same time.
Okay, so I shall continue this dance with Taurus. So, Taurus people out there, this is for you. So,
Taurus Mars.
Taurus Mars, right. Taurus Mars. So, if you have your Mars in Taurus, you would tend to be the sensual lover. You like a groundedness. It's all about planting the seeds with your partner to have a long-lasting bond. One that is about, I guess the word that comes to mind, there's no synonym to it. It's sensual. I think Taurus, I think sensual lover. Takes the time. It's about the aesthetic almost. It reminds me a bit about the energy of Libra, but in a different way.
Because they both rule by
It's
Venus,
it's a Venusian energy ruled by Venus, right? So yes, the Taurus lover takes time. It's the roses, the petal of roses everywhere. It's the nice wine, not just any wine, like the one really that makes you feel the moment of sensuality, like something's about to go absolutely down. And it's about creating the environment with like the low lighting, the nice little candle. It smells good because it's a sensorial experience. It's a whole moment, honestly. And you take your time with the Taurus. Cause
you need stamina. If you have a lover that has Mars in Taurus,
rounds,
and you are lasting 10 minutes, they're gonna look at you sideways.
Oh, they might tell you, listen, go and, hydrate. We're gonna be back at this all night long, all night. That's what Mars and Taurus
they are. And honestly, people don't know that because it's in detriment. They think, if you have your Mars there, then you are going to be not really into it, a bit lazy, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
No. After Scorpio, they are the sign that is the king, I would say, of sex. Not because like Leo, they're all out like look at me, but because they are. I master all your senses. We're gonna go in all of them. They're all gonna be stimulated, and that's a whole body experience. And you go out and you're like, that was something. I don't know what it was, but it was like, you are fed in every sense of the word.
You can't leave the table hungry. That's the number one rule.
Here you go.
And Taurus, I'm sorry, there's always like those what would you call it? There's always that symbolism that goes with Taurus oftentimes in the stereotypical like Taurus
cliche.
Yeah, cliches. It's like, oh, Taurus people love food. But it's because they love the finer things in life. They just love pleasurable energy. And it comes in different forms. And in sex, it can be everything. The wine will be amazing. The beautiful room and setting. And, of course, the food. Everything.
If you want to please them, just bring good food. Like, one of their love language is food. So.
Or should I say, be their good food.
Am I to understand that this means?
I am the tea that you are having.
Anyway.
I warned you. That's going to be a spicy one, okay? We are going to say all the things. So now we're going into Gemini. Yeah. My God. Okay. You have someone that has a Mars in Gemini. Just know that they love to explore. They just want to test and try everything. They get bored so easily. They're like, what is that? I want to know. And they are very prone to be like, do you want to try a threesome? Because we were talking about it with my friend, and why not? And you're like, what the hell? But they don't like boring stuff. They don't like the... when I say boring, I mean the traditional way of having sex, just two persons in the bedroom. They're like, no, they love sex talk. They are the sign, if we don't talk about Mars, but just the whole Gemini person, that say, like, if you're dumb, I just cannot. I cannot. I need someone to seduce me with their mind and to be interested and to be interesting.
Yeah. Right.
And they
like, have depth.
Tell me something. And so if you are a master at like sex talk, you know your way around words, and you talk dirty to them, they're going to be there. And then you like, do you want to try something new? They love like, even, it doesn't have to be crazy. It can be like sex toys or somewhere different. But if you are doing every day the same thing, that's how you lose a Gemini in Mars. They want something exciting and fun. You need to, even like, they are one of the signs, if you teach them something in bed, they'd be happy. When other sign would be like, who do you think you are? But Gemini, they're like, oh, that's cool. That's a new trick. I want to try. And so they're always open-minded, and then need someone, a partner in front, that is also open-minded.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's continue this beautiful list with Cancer. So Mars and Cancer. I have a soft spot for them because it's like, first of all, Cancer people, just incredible, loving people. They care, man.
Yeah.
That'll be, for me, I see the partner that has their Mars in Cancer as the person who will make sure that you have an orgasm first. It'll be like generosity over everything. So definitely, I think there's similarities to Taurus in the fact that there's a need for stability emotionally with the person. There's a need for real connection on an emotional level. It can't be the fickle, like, one and done, bye. Like, no, like, how emotionally connected are we really? And I think once a Cancer, Mars and Cancer person feels the love mutually, I think that it opens up a whole world for them sexually. It's like, it's basically another excuse to be even closer with their partner, with the person they love. It's basically a love-making experience. It's less about the sensorial thing like a Taurus would be, but more about the emotional experience. So, I think it's... What it's not, like I was reading my notes, what is not is physicality. Well, yes, it's like it will not be enough for a Mars in Cancer to be like, oh, I find you beautiful and let's just go and have sex. Obviously, everyone and every sign can do it, but really for a Mars in Cancer, it's like the most deficient thing you can do. Like, it will make you feel drained at the end of the experience, absolutely not fulfilled. So, yeah, I think the name of the game for a Mars in Cancer is emotion. Emotion ocean. Let's just dive into it, do all the different positions we can, but that makes us bond even closer on an emotional level. That's how I see it.
I agree. I think I will add that because Mars there is in fall, so that's the sign he dislikes the most, and he doesn't feel comfortable and at ease there. That's the sign that will need, like, feeling safe before having sex. And so, like you say, casual sex is not a thing. Like, just like, oh, let's go. I don't know you, just handsome or beautiful, and let's just have it. Cancer be like, no thanks.
For sure.
Because they have that thing where they are very deep watery sign, and they feel you anyway. So they're not going to do that with anybody, because then they have your energy with them, and they carry you everywhere. It can't be casual with Cancer because they don't feel like that in their skin.
Definitely not.
So that would be, I think, the sign where if you have a partner that has a Mars in Cancer, or you are yourself a Mars in Cancer, I would say just take the time to feel safe with your partner, and nothing is wrong. We talk about sex in a, like, fun way and a pleasurable way, because I think that's the way it should be approached. But I don't glorify... It's not because we talk about it with ease that it's casual. And I think your relationship with sex is very intimate, and you should be able to explore it on your own terms. So, like we said, a real no, a real yes, and just follow your intuition and listen to your body.
Absolutely.
So,
next sign,
Leo. Oh my god. So we have a Queen Leo here. She has so many energy in Leo.
I don't have my Mars, so I don't think you're going to learn anything about me.
Well, we'll go through her Mars, but maybe she's not going to say which one it is. But those ones are so generous. I think I want to start there, because when you have someone that has their Mars in Leo, they just want to give you everything. And they have that in common with Aries. They want to be the best one you ever had. They're not interested in the second place. They're not interested in, like, I'm going to be the best lover. I'm going to give you everything. And in that way, they're very creative. They're very fun. They're like, it's never boring, and it's always beautiful. It's very regal, very queen-like, very, like, I didn't know I was going to have sex with Beyonce tonight. I was not aware. I didn't know that was going to be. That's a show. They're like, lights, camera on.
Action. Spread your legs. Coming in.
They're like, put your freaking dress on. You're just going to see. Like,
lingerie is like in gold with diamonds everywhere.
Everything is always like, we're going to take a bath and you're going to be a bomb bath from Lush that's full of sparkling things. And they like, you're going to know the whole thing. You're going to feel like you're a king or a queen. That's how they're going to make you feel cherished and valued. And you're going to be like, wow, I didn't know I could be adored. They love to adore their lover.
Yeah.
Before that, they need to admire you. But if they don't admire you, first of all, they won't be chasing you. Just want to say.
And if you're not devoted to them, woo, they lose interest real quick.
Yeah, they'd be like,
I'm sorry, you get this queen and king treatment because the devotion is mutual. And if it's not, you can actually, I'm bored.
Yeah, because they feel like if you don't reciprocate, they need to feel important and they need to feel cherished. And if I have one word to describe sex with a Mars in Leo, that would be lavish. As a Leo, she's like, I like that sound of that.
Lavish and golden. Yes, I love it.
I'm done with the Leo.
Right. Well, sounds like a party pooper moment. Virgo. Sorry.
You such have a bad rap because you're like the Vierge Marie. You're just a virgin.
Well,
but that's not the whole story.
It's just that, you know, there's an order, right, in the astrological wheel and the signs. And Virgo coming after Leo is a real lesson in humility and in the fact that lavish is great. But how about we get turned on with a Mars and Virgo by practicality? Excel sheets. No, I'm just kidding. No, that was so stereotypical.
Perfection, but they are in a learning curve. They need to learn you.
Well, there you go. Virgo, it gets sexy with a Virgo, Mars and Virgo. Because, like you said, keyword, they're very devoted, mind you, to learning you. So they're very detail-orientated. It's the lover that picks up on that little thing you said a month ago that you love, and that will be in the room when it's about to go down. It's about practicality, yes, but it's about figuring out how can we create a harmonious moment that this person feels like everything I've ever learned from her or him or they is taken into account in that moment of lovemaking. So it really is the perfectionist, the person that understands exactly at what temperature do you like the room. Yes, we have champagne, yes, but is it actually cold enough? Yes, do you do like, for example, I don't know, this type of dish. Maybe it's not the most easy dish to make, but they will find a way and a chef that will make it for you so that when the moment happens, you know, oh my God, they paid attention to everything. They will almost make you feel like, am I paying enough attention to them? Because it's like they have you like down like clockwork. It's like, whoop, at this moment, the itinerary will be this, that. Woo, yes, they create harmony in a way that is tailor-made. It's like a customized experience. That's what a Mars and Virgo is.
And in that sense, it's the opposite of Cancer. Cancer was not in physicality at all. When I think Virgo can get, they are very in the detail, but they can get lost in it. And they're very in the physical, and sometimes they're going to lose like the emotion and energy exchange.
It's mental. It's a very intellectual sign. Whereas Cancer is like the emotion ocean. It's like, let's feel the love. And then Virgo is like, let's intellectualize it.
Let's understand it. And if I understand you, I'm just going to repeat the same step. But sometimes just the step without the emotion behind it doesn't mean anything. When Virgo is not going to understand that. It's like, but your champagne is at the right temperature. Why are you not turned on? When you're like, but my cat died. Okay. They're like, oh, right. Sorry. And they just not going to clock that because for them, they're just repeating the same. So they're learning you, but it can be a bit scholar sometimes. It's
giving sex nerd. Like, oh, I read in a book that, you know.
If they're into it, if they have like a house where they're into sex and if they're into you and they want to make the effort, that can be also someone that's not interested at all in it. They're just going to do what you tell them to do. They're like, okay, I know what you told me and I'm just going to repeat that forever. And you're like, Mm-hmm.
Can we freestyle a little bit? Spontaneity.
They're like, what is
Sponta
that?
what? It's not in their vocabulary. They're like, we don't do that. We plan.
Thank you. Mars in Libra. So that's the other sign where it's in detriment after Taurus because they're both Venus sign. But they're very different in the way where, because I know a bit about that. This is not my sign, but I know a bit about Mars and Libra. They love beautiful things. But they rule the justice because they have this balance. And so they will need a partner to help them expand their boundaries because they are ruling justice. They have very firm boundaries. And for them, if it's not beautiful, if it's not serving a higher purpose, if it's not like expanding about, that's the sign that's not going to have sex. They don't care. They're going to make love to you. They're going to make you fall in love with them while having sex with you, because if not, what is it for? For them, they don't care about the act itself, and they need beauty. If it's not, they don't like music type. Think about D'Angelo. May rest in peace. That is Mars and Libra. Like the sound and just feeling like, oh, you get carried away and you falling in love. That's Mars and Libra. And if it's not beautiful, they're not going to be in it. They're going to be like, no, I'm not interested. What do you mean? And they like, context matter. They need the context to be beautiful and not common. For them, if it's just everyday life, they're kind of like, it's boring. I'm not turned. That's how they turned on by beauty. By they're like, oh, okay, I feel like making love now because they have a beautiful context. They need the wrapping paper. They can't just like, oh, I want the chocolate inside, I'm just gonna eat it. They're like, no, the wrapping paper counts and how it's folded. And so if you have partner in Cancer, lingerie for sure, food for sure, they would love it, but they like how you smell. For example, I think Virgo, Libra is one of the sign. If you don't smell good, just don't come. Stay in your house. If you come and you don't smell nice, they be like, ooh, they can get the ick.
Similar to a Taurus, I feel like, because they're both Venusian. So
yeah, and I think with Virgo and the perfectionist, like that's three signs. If you're not groomed, if you're not proper, if you're not clean,
no.
they be like, no,
we're not doing it.
To talk more raw, cru, comme on dit en français. If you're like a woman and you're having sex with a man and his is smelling, you be like, no. If your Mars is in all this sign, and honestly, I'd be like, I hope that everybody would say no, because I feel like you deserve something clean. But
that was just crazy. Like, no, you get the dirty. It's fine. You can deal with that.
I know, but I'm
imagine.
Be real, for real. Aquarius, they don't care.
They're innovative.
Like, they're like, what?
It's like genius levels. It's like, you smell.
But they are on a trip and they
different.
Don't care. It's a wild, it's in the jungle. There's different people.
It's a jungle.
But if they are in really, they are traveling and they're in Panama and they're like, oh, Panama is so nice. And
it's not that it's just not like, for other people, you may not smell necessarily great, but for them, it'll be like, it's an oasis. I've never drank from that fountain before. The analogies are getting wild, people. We need to get back to the list.
They are. Sorry, but just saying, smell nice for Mars and Libra, or they will be like,
go home.
No, thank you. Like Aries can be turned on by someone that just come from the gym and they're smelling like a bit, and they're like, "Ooh, you smell
like you smell like your muscles."
And Libra be like, no, take a shower. I'll be waiting. That's where we are.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, okay. Next one. I feel like we both have to step in for this one because it's just too good. So Mars in Scorpio.
In this motherfucking house.
Woo! Okay. This is one I love. I don't have it, but God, it is fascinating. So Mars in Scorpio. Let's start by the beginning. Okay. It's getting astro nerdy here. So In 1930, we discovered, well, not we, astronomers discovered the planet Pluto. So, why am I going back in time? Because Mars used to rule not just Aries, but also Scorpio. But then in 1930, when astronomers discovered Pluto, there was a lot of speculation happening and thinking, I think that Scorpio, we have found its true ruler in terms of planets. And it turns out that it ended up being in modern astrology that Scorpio ended up being ruled, and still till this day, by Pluto, because it's a planet that is more far away, even like factually. And it's more secretive, and it's a more mysterious planet, and there's also transformative aspects to that planet, profound, and those are all traits that Scorpio actually really holds, and it's actually one of the most incredible powers that Scorpio holds. And so with that being said, Mars, which was the old ruler in older astrology, not Vedic astrology, but older astrology of Scorpio, because I'm not even sure in Vedic astrology what is the ruler of Scorpio. A point to be astro-nerding about later.
Yeah, if you know, just put it in the comments, but I think it's still Mars.
Well, in this case, Scorpio feels therefore right at home, because Mars used to be the home, the OG home. So, in this placement, Mars in Scorpio is the way I would describe it. You've got your partner, they have a Mars in Scorpio. This is going to be a healing experience. It's going to be one for the books, okay? It's all or nothing. It's like we are in it to not just have sex or make love. We're here to heal thanks to sex. So it's basically a moment where words are not required. It's not about going to see a therapist. Who needs all of that when you could literally just have sex with your partner that has their Mars in Scorpio? Because it is intense. It's going to be tantric, I feel. It's going to be this heavy breathing connection, you know, like forehead to forehead. Like, are you feeling this? Yes, I'm feeling this. You're not even starting sex at that point. It's just breathing. Welcome. You are now in a Mars in Scorpio moment. And it's the type of sex that will make you question everything you've ever known before. And where you're like, did I really have sex before? Because it seems basically like a joke. Not to say that it takes away from all the perks of all the other signs, but it is just different. It hits at a level that is just deep within your soul and the person's soul. For a Mars in Scorpio, there's no question about it. It's about you and me. We are locked in. It's about loyalty. It's about feeling connected, but at a much deeper level than even just emotionally. It's spiritually. It's like on a psychic level. It's tantric. It's all the things. It's all it's like fully encompassing. It's transformative type of sex, if you will.
I think that's the word. It's transformative. And they can make you become obsessed with them. Because we often talk about Scorpio being like, oh, they're obsessed with you. But when you have a Mars in Scorpio, people that have sex with you, or the person that you, like, for example, we're going to take cliche as women. Oh, when you have sex with a man, they get what they want and they just run away. When if you have a woman with Mars and Scorpio, they're gonna stay and they're gonna be like,
they're gonna be scratching at the door. Can I have some more?
please come back. And because they never had that before, and so the Mars and Scorpio, even if it's because they have the rep to be very freaky and you can do everything with them, they're not all like that, depending on all the other things in your chart. But definitely. One thing they always have in common is transformative. Like you never have that kind of sex before, and sometimes it can be a bit dark in a way. Where you are, what was that? You're not sure, but you have to come back for it.
It feels like a shamanic experience, I feel. Honestly, that's how I would describe it. It's like, that's how, like, the more I read about it, the more I was like, oh my God, this is like, it was fascinating even like to take my notes and do the studies to even prepare for the podcast, because I was like, wow. It's like, you know, Scorpio is going to be transformative no matter what placement it's in, but then add sexuality and Mars energy to it and you're like, whoa, it's on steroids, you know? So fascinating. That's all for me.
And we need to go with Sagittarius.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, like Gemini, they like new stuff. Don't be boring. They be gone.
That's true.
They just want to experience life. They are in love with life. And for them, sex is part of life. So when you Mars is in Sagittarius, you like explore all of it. And they want to have fun. But they have, compared to Gemini, they have a spiritual tint to it. So meaning, like, they are the persons that, because their life is so vast, because they love life, and especially if you have your Mars in Sagittarius, you have a lot of energy, you have a lot of things you want to do, you have a lot of passion. To have a lover that can put you to a stop and just silence your mind and silence your all the world around you and just make you be here, for Sagittarius is like, wow. And when they find that space, they kind of magical beings in a different way than Scorpio, because Scorpio is going to go deep and dark, and you're going to feel very accepted in everything you are. When Sagittarius is going to go very high, that's like the opposite, because it's the sign right after. It's hope. It's the rebirth. So it's right after. And it's like, after you had sex with them, you're like, did I just drink like the fountain of youth and water and I feel better? And I'm like, oh wow, I feel more alive. And it's like they are sharing their life energy with you in a way where you feel very hopeful and ready to eat the world with them. You like, they just added to my life with just having sex with them, and you're like, oh wow. And when I say that, I'm talking about also like very Sagittarius are développés. They are like they are healed, and they have a healthy relationship with sex, because of course every Mars, like, we went to all the positive aspects on Mars, and when they are evolved, not when they are in different aspects.
We ain't got time for anybody that's not evolved.
Amen.
So then I would then transfer to Mars in Capricorn. So I actually really appreciated learning more about that energy, because after the incredible fireworks of, for example, Mars in Scorpio, it was very soothing for me to then go and find the groundedness of a Mars in Capricorn. So they really appreciate profound commitment. A Capricorn, for them to trust, for them to feel really grounded with you, it takes time. It's a different type of time. Like a Taurus will take time in making love to you. A Capricorn takes time in trusting you and creating that space of commitment with you, where it's about actually building together. So having sex with a partner that would have their Mars in Capricorn, in this case, I felt at least that it was an experience where it's about not just the moment itself, but the longevity of it. It's not about this moment in time. It's about the house we're creating around this sexual moment. It's the home we build together. It's not just the room that we just have in this fickle moment. No, it's not about that. It's really about construction. It's about creating a sensation of real bond together. I feel like it's similar in my opinion to a Mars in Cancer, in the fact that I think the similarities would be in the fact that they're not here to be one and done. I feel like it's an energy that is more grounded and that actually prefers stability in that way and connection for me. That's how I
well, they are
viewed
opposing
it.
sign, like they are sister signs.
Yeah.
But the way I see Capricorn might be a bit different, because Mars there is exalted. I think
Exalted, yeah.
Exalted.
Yeah.
That's the word. And because there, that means that Mars is at its highest form. So for me, they are the kinky librarian.
Oh.
So they are very like 50 Shades of Grey. You see the guy and he's like in suit, and you're like, oh, he's very like classy and proper.
Right.
But then you close the door and he has like bondage on the wall, and you're like, what the hell?
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't see it like that, but it makes sense what you're saying.
It does. And they have success. They're at the 10th house. So for them, it's very important when you have your Mars there to shine in your
expertise,
masculinity.
Yeah.
Like if you're a man.
Yeah.
And I mean, we all know that what is it to be a man, have a penis. You know what I mean? Like, it's be there. And so I think if we just talk about sexuality for her, him, they, it's about feeling successful in your sexual expression. But he doesn't, like, for me, that's the guy that goes to a 9 to 5 and then he goes to a party that's going to be libertin and he's going to wear something kinky, but you're never going to know when you're going to see him Monday. They're very secretive. They don't want people to know. They don't want people to shout, I love you, at the top of the mountain. They're like, don't do that. But they want you to be super freaky indoors. That's how I see them.
That's interesting.
But I agree with you with the time thing.
Yeah.
Like, taking the time and how important it is, and how they want you to learn them. They're not, like, if you don't have any ambition, because they're not easy to get. And so, if you don't have any ambition to please them or to actually learn what they're about, they're not going to be interested.
I think also, to add to what you're saying, I think it's, you know, the way, for example, with certain signs, they will live a very intense moment in the lovemaking, but it could be fleeting. It could be incredible, and then we're out, and then we're on to the next partner, maybe. That can happen depending on the sign, right? Mars. I think the difference here is that, yes, they become obviously experts. Like you said, they're linked with the 10th house. It's a whole ambitious perspective for sure. But I think that in the ambition, at least what I'm understanding from this, and I could be completely wrong, I do really feel that the difference with a Capricorn, Mars and Capricorn, is that they're actually not going to be doing partner to partner. I
agree.
It's not going to be like a multiplying partners. It's about actually working and co-creating with a specific person that is chosen, well selected, where it's like we took time to even get to the selection.
Yeah, they don't settle. They don't they want someone at their level. And they
but it's like once they found that person, though.
Yeah.
It's like we are going to be expertizing in this, or I'm not sure, expertise. We're going to become experts together at this, and it's going to be something like, I'm investing this time with you.
They're investing time, and they're not going to invest in just anybody.
Yeah.
After, just to talk about, because they're like, my ex was like Mars and Capricorn and he was a cheater. They have a whole chart, babe. So we don't know, like, we can't tell with the chart if someone is faithful or not. We just know if they like freedom or not. But it's true that when you have a Mars in Capricorn, you're investing time, energy, and you want to be on top, and it's very masterful. Like, it's
masterful is the word I think of for Capricorn,
because when you have your Mars in Aries, it's very it's kind of like chien fou. It's the young dog that's like crazy. And like Mars in Capricorn is going to be the dog that's smelling to find drugs. And he's just super like this.
Like, scary. Been doing this. Like, we know what we're talking about.
Yeah. And then I think it's still you about Aquarius.
Oh, yeah. Aquarius. Mars in Aquarius. That was a fun one for me because, like we were kind of obviously hinting at earlier, you have a partner that has their Mars in Aquarius. Well, the most open-minded lover you will ever meet. I'm not even sure if I should even say lover. I should probably just say sexual partner. Or, I'm not even sure if partner is the right word, but, sexual acolyte. Because at this point, it's really not about the feelings. It's really about the experience and exploration. It's about, okay, how innovative can we get when it comes to sex? How many experiences can we go and discover? Like, can we have sex, on top of a fucking, I don't know, monument? Can we do it with 10 million people at the same time, or 0.5? Can we do it twirling, doing the splits? Can we do it in a sex club, not a sex club? I mean, those are the type of people that get bored real fast. Like, we were talking about Mars and Gemini that obviously need, the change and whatever, but they're cute. Like, they like change, yes, but, it's cutesy change when it comes to, in comparison, a Mars and Aquarius. Mars and Aquarius is, it dominates when it comes to, in my opinion, the whole like, oh, we're going to innovate and we are going to switch it up. Like when your partner comes with their Mars in Aquarius and says, baby, I am taking you out tonight. Be wary. It could mean anything. You just don't know where you're going. You might go skiing. You might go to a sex club. You might go see your best friend. And they might be like, let's have a threesome. It could be anything, really. That's how I see it. It's like they are in it to explore. And it makes them happy, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It might be the sign that is the most likely to be like, let's be in an open relationship.
Well, yeah, most likely.
Because they don't understand what it's like to belong. And also, when we talked about the ick for like the body hygiene, the ick for Mars in Aquarius is too much I love yous when you have sex. Because they don't want to do emotions right now. They're like, we're having sex.
Yeah.
Why are you talking about what you feel? Blah, 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 blah.
Oh.
They don't want to know about this. They're like, stop.
You want a funny little scenario? Imagine yourself with that Mars in Aquarius for the first time and you caught all the feelings, okay? Maybe say you got ahead of yourself in terms of your heart space and now you're like, you have sex. This is amazing. You've just had an orgasm and you're like, oh, I love you. I want to build a home with you. Cancer kind of. Hey, come on now. Imagine Mars in Cancer with a Mars in Aquarius. And you are in it. You're in the emotion ocean. It's like, my love. And then they turn around to you and they're like, what are you saying? Do you want me to be turned off?
They're the kind of people you say, like, I love you. They're like, thank you.
Or they're like,
They're
no,
like,
it's like not a sound. It's like, the eyebrows are like, God dang, where can I run?
I really like you. Thank you.
That's good news.
Leave me alone.
That's just great. I'm so happy.
And not because they don't have feelings for you, because they can be your I don't know, your husband, your wife, or your partner long term. They can love you, but they're not into, like, you have very specific timing to just express your emotions. Let's just say that.
30 seconds. Okay, on the clock. Let's go.
They're not into physical touch. I think that they have that in common with Sagittarius. Sagittarius, they're so fast paced that they want to have affection with you, but they don't have time. When Aquarius, they don't need to have affection with you.
Oh, God. Yeah, no.
They don't need to touch you or whatever. Pisces. Because I'm a Pisces. So because it's the last sign of them all, he has all of them inside, to be fair. So depending on your other placement, it can press on more like other signs. And your house is going to be critical with Pisces, because it's going to really influence this Pisces energy. But I would say when we're talking about tantric sex, that is also Pisces. They have a soul level of sex, meaning like we're talking about Cancer, where they want like emotional closeness and they want to feel you. Pisces want to be inside of you.
Literally.
They want to be like, I'm gonna get under your skin. Just don't move right yet. Oh, not good. And they like, you're gonna have an out of body experience. When we were talking about Taurus, where you have all your senses that are feeling something, when you are with a Scorpio, you are going inside. When you have a Pisces, you're going outside of yourself, and you're like, what was that? And you don't even know where you are. Like, I heard stories of friends. There are Pisces women that had sex with other men, and they took them to places that they never been before. And she was like, that's something that we both remember till today. But they have that thing where they're not, I would say they're not jealous at all. They're not like separating like Scorpio, because both of them are very like intense. But I think that Scorpio have that obsessive feelings about them, where you have addiction in the relationship at some point. And where Pisces are going to be softer in their, it's intense, but there is a softer experience, I would say, about that kind of sex, because it's very tender. It's love making, spiritual love making, soul merging. That's where I think we are with Pisces. But depending on your other placement, that is changing everything, my friends.
Mm.
So I'm so happy that we got through all the signs. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. If you want to try to guess our Mars, you're welcome. Just try. That's going to be fun.
You told yours, right? Or you didn't?
No, I just said I was Pisces, like I'm a sun Pisces, but I didn't say my Mars.
I think you should
You
guess.
said yours.
Nope. I think you should really just guess.
I think that would be fun.
That would be hilarious.
And I was so happy to have you on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
To have you on this channel. That was such a pleasure. Just to let you know, guys, we're gonna relocate. We're gonna change the studio for now, and that's why this episode was very special. You're a gem, and I'm gonna put all her links, Instagram, all of it here, like that you can listen to the music right now. Remember the title, Sacral Calling, Awakening?
Yes, Sacral Calling.
That you can listen to right now, right after like being infused with all the Mars energy, with all the sensual energy, like that you can feel it in your skin. And of course, if you need any astrology readings, or if you want any like yoga training around astrology, I'm here. She's also doing astrology. She's here. So we'd be happy to see you again. Bisous.
Bisous.